So this is just a little primer on what I'm going to be talking about language while I make my breakfast. I'm having some eggs today. So when it comes to linguistics, we talk about two real approaches: the descriptivist and the prescriptivist. And the difference between those is this: the descriptivist takes language as it is. So the people who speak the language are the ones who form the rules of the language, if you can even call them rules. And those rules aren't set in stone. They conform to the way people use the language. So the big example I like to use for people is they as a singular, right? Now, some people, usually people that have dicks for hats, they'll say they is plural, and so it should always be plural. You should never use it as a singular. It's grammatically incorrect, except those people are wrong as fuck. Like, completely. Right? If they're using a prescriptivist linguistic interpretation, that's it sort of fits with that, right? Prescriptivism says that the rules are set and they must be followed in order to speak properly. Now, there's a lot to be said about prescriptivism and how there are a lot of classist and racist connotations that go along with using any kind of prescriptivism. Unfortunately, for those of us who work in education, a lot of us have to use a prescriptivist mindset when we're teaching the kids. Now, there are pros and cons to that, obviously. The fact is, we live in a society that generally embraces prescriptivism, at least on the surface, and values it as a sign of intelligence, even if that's inaccurate. So it's good for people to know that, right? But at the same time, it's important to remember that somebody who's not conforming to those rules isn't breaking language in any way, and is not incorrect, really. They're using language the way it's intended to be. Language is organic. It flows, it moves, it changes, it lives. I'm gonna check on my eggs. Oh, they're looking great. I love eggs. Eggs are so good. So, what do we do with that information? Well, for one thing, make sure that we're not being dickhats to people. I was recently on Twitter. I got blocked by someone calling themselves the linguist, because I pointed out that the linguist is really just correcting people's typos and occasionally their grammar, and isn't offering anything of substance linguistically. So I tweeted out, because they always use the hashtag, the linguist is here. I said, the linguist is here, but they're a prescriptivist dickhead, so mock them. And that was a mean thing for me to do, and they blocked me. But it's true. Prescriptivism has led to people not getting jobs. It's led to a lot of racist thought. It's a big problem. And all we can really do about it is remind people that language is a living thing, and that language exists as we use it, right? And that's why you should never shake your head when a young person uses a word like eat or bay or whatever fucking slang they've come up with now that I don't know. I am an old man. But don't look down your nose on it. That's the language changing. Think about the things that were different when you were a kid. Think about right now, the government's trying to define the word gender, right? And think about the fact that there wasn't a concrete definition. Just 20 years ago, I can remember the word gender was generally meant to mean sex. Now, that doesn't mean it was right, but it means that we, the people using language, have the power to change it, because right now it doesn't mean that. If the government says it doesn't mean that, doesn't matter, right? This isn't France. We don't have a language academy where the government gets to decide what words mean. This is the United States. We're speaking English, the living language, right? And like all languages, it's coming out the way we talk. So words like gender, that means something different than it used to. The word hack means something different than it used to. Language changes. We have that power. Use that power, right? I have some more to say about language. I'm going to save that for Wednesday's update because, like I said before and I've kept saying, it's going to be a long one. Talking about the importance of language, the political aspects of language. It's a very sensitive topic for me, but one that I'm very passionate about. So I will be back to talk about that on Wednesday. I want to thank you for joining me again. I was gone for about a week and a half due to some very annoying technical difficulties. I lost a lot of my writing and a lot of my pre-recorded videos, which meant I had to do it all over, but I also lost the technology I was using for those things. So that was a big wrench in the system. But we're back on track now. You're seeing me. Both of you are seeing me. There's like 2 or 3 followers. Hi guys. Spread the word. If you like what you see, send it out to others. See if they'll like it. Hit the like and subscribe. Hit the bell notification so you can see when the new videos are uploaded. Check out my friends over at McMonster Media, making t-shirts and art, all looking very good. And check out another friend of mine, Dava Renee Cosplay. She's doing some great things costume-wise, great photo shoots. She can be found on Patreon if you want to kick a little her way. Remember, life is about collaboration. Life is about art. Life is about looking out for your people. So make sure you do all of those things. Have a great couple of days, and I'll see you in a few. Goodbye.